One wonders what would have happened if Huawei never got banned from using Google stuff. Hi guys, it's Matt here. How's everyone doing? I hope everyone's doing fabulous. I'm back with another review, and this time around I'm going to be reviewing the Huawei Watch Fit 2, which is a very interesting fitness tracker from Huawei. One of their latest fitness tracker actually. It was released very recently alongside with the Huawei Watch GT3 Pro, sorry that was a mouthful, which I reviewed earlier, and also the Huawei Band 7, which is their smaller fitness tracker. In this review I'm going to quickly run through all the specifications of the watch, or wearable, however you like to call it. I'm going to talk about 4 things I really like about it after testing it for a couple of weeks. I'll mention 3 things that I don't necessarily like about the Huawei Watch Fit 2. And as a recap, I'm going to tell you whether you should, advise you whether you should buy the watch or not. So let's get right into it. So what is the Huawei Watch Fit 2? It is a fitness tracker. It is kind of in between a fitness tracker and a smartwatch. It's almost like a smartwatch in terms of size. It has the watch case is 46mm times 33mm times 10mm, so it's pretty chunky for a fitness tracker. However, the AMOLED display is almost as big as the watch case, which is impressive. The Watch Fit 2 has a 1.74-inch AMOLED display with a resolution of 480 pixels times 336 pixels. It's very decent, it's very sharp, it's very crisp. Again, it's an AMOLED display, so it has a much better contrast and readability in broad daylight. It's really nice to look at. It's easy to interact with. Its touchscreen, as obviously it has one button on the side, similar to the Polar Ignite or Polar's lighter fitness tracker series. But unlike those, the screen is actually pretty decent. The watch case itself is actually made of polymer, so it's a plastic case. However, there are other versions of the watch. I have the active version. There are other versions of the Fit 2 that has a different type of case, and I think some of them come with an aluminium bezel, so you can premium things up a bit. Speaking of premium things, the watch itself, or the tracker itself, costs £129 in the UK. I don't think that they are available in the US. However, if they were, I would think that's going to be around $150, $155 in the US, the same price. So again, you can't really buy it, but that's how much it would cost if it was available. There are a few interesting things about the Huawei Watch Fit 2. One of them being that it uses the new Huawei TruSeen 5.0 Plus heart rate sensor, although not the same version that is used in the Watch GT3 Pro. It doesn't actually say anywhere on the website. However, I was told in a pre-briefing session. So the optical heart rate sensor on the Watch Fit 2, again, is the same Huawei TruSeen 5.0 Plus sensor, but it uses less LEDs. So I can only assume it's not quite as accurate. In my experience, it was pretty good, especially for a fitness tracker. The Watch Fit has a bunch of features. It has, I believe it's 98 different workout modes, which is crazy. It also has a heart rate monitor, 24/7 heart rate monitoring. It has a similar thing to Fitbit's Active Zone Minutes feature, which measures your heart rate throughout the day, and if it reaches a certain zone, it logs it as activity, even if you didn't log it as a workout. So it's a nice way to keep track of your activities throughout the day. This fitness tracker has built-in GPS. There isn't much information available about the GPS. It's definitely not the multi-band GPS the GT3 Pro has. However, there is a built-in GPS in this watch, which is excellent for a fitness tracker. The Watch Fit 2 also has a built-in microphone and speaker. Which comes in handy for one of the best features, one of the best recent features Huawei wearables have, which is the AI running coach, which is also available on this watch. So it gives you real-time feedback on your running form, on your pace, on your heart rate, etc. Now that we've got the specifications out of the way, let's talk about the 4 things I really like about the Huawei Watch Fit 2. The first of them being the GPS, which I mentioned earlier. There isn't much information available about the GPS on the fitness tracker. However, I found it to be very accurate. Again, I'm going to be talking about all these things compared to other fitness trackers, not necessarily I'm not going to compare it to running watches because they tend to be more accurate, however way more expensive as well. So from a fitness tracker point of view, and considering that this is a fitness tracker and something that doesn't cost a fortune, the GPS accuracy was pretty good. I tested it alongside the Garmin Forerunner 955 Solar, the Garmin Forerunner 255S as well. Modern Garmin watches have multi-band GNSS systems, which is pretty accurate even in dense urban areas under dense foliage. And the Watch Fit 2 could keep up with these watches pretty well, and the the actual distance they measured is not far off from Garmin watches. And again, consider this, you know, this one is like, what, 600 pounds, and this is 130. You know, it's very good. The second thing I really liked about the Huawei Watch Fit 2 is the sleep tracking. Most Huawei wearables track sleep very well, and this the Watch Fit 2 is no exception. I found it to be very useful, you know, very accurate, definitely better than the Garmin's. Again, still for whatever reason, Garmin's don't really track sleep that well, but Huawei wearables have the system, have the algorithm, and you know, they deliver a good score. Well, you have to sleep well to have a good score, but deliver you know, a very precise sleep, you know, history from what I can tell, and then you can see a lot more about how you slept and how to improve your sleep in the Huawei Health app, which is a bit clunky, but you know, from this perspective, it's very decent. The third thing that I really like about the watch is the you know, something I mentioned in the intro, which is the 98 workout mode, especially that it can be used for open water swimming, which is amazing for a fitness tracker. Again, it's just nice to have these features included in the tracker or in the wearable. It's similar to how the Garmin Forerunner 255S brought pro features down to a compact size. The Fit 2, the Watch Fit 2, again offers something extra for people who do open water swimming but don't necessarily do it from an athleticism point of view, right? So they just like open water swimming. There's a lot of wild swimmers out there who probably at the moment can't really track their wild swims that accurately, and you know, maybe they don't want to, maybe they don't want to improve their technique or their, you know, wild swimming whatever, but they would like to track their efforts, and with the Watch Fit 2 you can actually do that. The fourth thing that I really like about the Huawei Watch Fit 2 is that it actually tracks runs especially very well. You got a lot of data out of the tracker, including you got your, you know, obviously you got your heart rate, you got your heart rate zones, you got your cadence, you got your pace, you got a bunch of other things, and obviously you got well, not obviously, but you also got the running ability index, which was introduced on the Huawei Watch GT Runner. So you got it on this fitness tracker as well. It measures recovery or estimates recovery time. It measures training load and a bunch of other things, which again, considering that this is just a fitness tracker, it's pretty decent. And again, you don't have to pay a loads of money and get access to these features. I think it's a really nice addition to have these on a fitness tracker. Okay, so now we talked about all the things I like about the Huawei Watch Fit 2, let's talk about the things that I don't necessarily, you know, like all that much. The first of them being that this is a big fitness tracker. I've got a relatively big wrist. It's not a huge wrist, but obviously I'm you know, considerably tall. So, you know, my wrists are like considerably, you know, girthier as well. And, you know, it kind of, this Watch Fit 2 sits okay on my wrist. But I appreciate that if you have a smaller wrist than me, which is not impossible, then it might just be too big. And you can tell that this is, you know, there's a lot of technology and a lot of features available in the fitness tracker, but as a result, the actual watch body is quite big. And I guess a fitness tracker needs to be a bit daintier, a bit smaller, because it should appeal to people who, you know, just want to like really just a band. You know, you want a fitness tracker like to be closer to the Vivo Smart 5 or, you know, to the Charge 5 as well. And this is much bigger than those variables. And again, you would have to have a certain wrist circumference to be able to wear this watch. The second thing I don't really like about the Huawei Watch Fit 2 is that you can't really customize your workout modes and the data screens and all that stuff. And again, the data screens themselves, although you have quite a few of those data screens when you run, they're not as well structured as on a running watch. And again, I guess because this fitness tracker kind of is trying to move towards a more, you know, quote unquote performance variable, so status. I guess it would have been nice if I could do a bit more tweaking of how I like to, you know, what do I want to see on each data field, how is it structured, and especially you can't do anything about the GPS either. So there's like, you know, there's one GPS setting and that's it. So I can't really work on, you know, battery saving options, for example. Again, something that would have been nice to include. Obviously, in return, you got a lot of stats that you get out of the Watch Fit 2. Plus, obviously, you got the running ability index and the running coach as well, which is a nice addition. So, you know, maybe I shouldn't complain. And then finally, the third thing I don't really like about the Huawei Watch Fit 2, and this kind of goes to other Huawei wearables as well, is that the you know, the app library is not quite as extensive as, you know, similar, you know, Fitbit or Garmin wearables. Huawei is building its own app library, including the Petal Maps, which is fine, but, you know, definitely not quite, you know, as good as the Google Maps. But again, even, you know, all these things considered, is still, you know, you still got maps on the tracker. You can still listen to music, or, you know, you have music controls. You can I think you can even take calls on this fitness tracker. And again, this is a fitness tracker. This is not a multi-sport watch, so you know, it has a very good, decent functionality, but some of this function is a bit clunky. That's all. That was it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the review. As always, if you did, please leave a like. It means the world to me. And also, please consider subscribing to my channel, because there's a lot more reviews and tips and tricks and how-tos coming very, very soon, including the Adidas Adizero Adidas Pro 3 review, which I just been sent today. I might even manage to get a pair of the Nike Alphafly 2s, which also came out today. Very, very exciting stuff. I'm also testing the Amazfit T-Rex 2 right now, and I'm going to move on to test more wearables, because there's more of them coming out very, very soon. I've got a full review of the Garmin Forerunner 955 Solar coming as well very, very soon. And you know, for those, if you don't subscribe, obviously you're not going to see them, so you know, you might as well just subscribe here, right? Thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you have a lovely day, and I shall see you very, very soon. Cheers, bye bye.